Thank you. Are we ready to move from words to actions? I think now is the time by creating a fair international financing framework and a global, inclusive, and accountable partnership, which is aligned with the human rights principles. The global partnership must be accountable to the people, especially the poorest and most marginalized. The Post-2015 Human Rights Caucus therefore welcomes that the UN Secretary General has underlined the need for a new paradigm of accountability in which all actors are accountable to the people themselves. Specifically, I would like to address 2 points. First, on the accountability of the private sectors. Responsible, human rights sensitive investments play a vital role in the global economy. However, the potential of the private sector investment is yet to be realized in many developing countries. This is due in large part to the failure of states to effectively regulate the private sector and ensure it acts responsibly both at home and abroad. Member states need to regulate the actions of the private sector in order to guarantee that they are accountable partners and that their actions are aligned with the SDGs, with human rights law, and the environmental standards. So therefore, I ask that rather than simply urging businesses to embrace sustainable development commitments, as stated in the draft outcome document of the FFD conference, member states rather ensure that it's mandatory for businesses to do so. Any partnership must be fully transparent and subject to regular monitoring and review of its impact. This must also include private sector partnerships, which would imply a number of actions that I'll leave to my colleague Paul Quintos to get more into detail with later. Further, while private sector partnerships are being prioritized, and we hear a lot about them in these conversations, civil society's role is being undermined in various parts of the world. This brings me to my second point. It is critical to institutionalize the role of civil society in the post-2015 agenda and in its implementation. This should include guarantees on civil space and recognition of civil society as independent development actors in their own right, rather than just a supportive minor partner. This is supported by the UN Secretary General's synthesis report, which calls for the creation of an enabling environment for free, active, and meaningful engagement of civil society in all its diversity. Failure to do so would risk undermining the whole framework and would have disastrous consequences for the poorest and most marginalized, as civil society helped to ensure the representation of diverse voices. Civil society also assists in finding and delivering innovative solutions to complex challenges and play a vital role in holding governments to account to the commitments they make. Finally, the only partnership worth having is one that is transparent, inclusive, and accountable to all actors, to those it sets out to serve. Otherwise, it's not a partnership at all. Thank you.